Hi everyone, I'm Teacher Michelle and welcome to another episode of Unang Math. For this episode, our lesson is converting a repeating decimal as a fraction. This topic is divided into principles and formula on how we will convert a repeating decimal as a fraction. But for this episode, we will focus on the principles on how to convert a repeating decimal as a fraction. The topic about formula will be in the next episode. You have to learn first these principles before learning the formula in order for you to understand and solve more complicated questions. Okay, let's start. We already know how to convert a fraction to a repeating decimal. Let's say, for example, 1 over 3. If we will convert this to a repeating decimal, this is 0.333 and this digit 3 repeats endlessly. So this is a repeating decimal. Okay, what about for the repeating decimal 0.5? How are we going to convert this to fraction? Okay, 0.5 repeating, this is 0.5555 and this digit 5 repeats endlessly. If the decimal number is 0.5, then this is easier to convert to a fraction. So we just need to count how many digits to the right of the decimal point. Since we have 1, then denominator is 10. To get the numerator, move this decimal point 1 time to the right. So we have 5. 5 over 10 or 1/2. That is for 0.5. What about for 0.5 repeating? So that will be the focus of this episode. Okay, so these are the principles on how are we going to convert a repeating decimal to a fraction. Okay, first, we will let x represent the repeating decimal. Let's get our example a while ago. Our repeating decimal is 0.5. Okay, let x represent the repeating decimal. So x is equal to 0.5 repeating. Okay, take note, this is 0.5555 and this digit repeats endlessly. Okay, second, we have to create two equations. We will create two equations in order for us to remove the repeating digits. So to create two equations with the same decimal part, we have to multiply both sides of the equation by the power of 10. Okay, let's create the first equation. So we have to multiply this equation by the power of 10 until all the digits of this repeating decimal are on the left side of this decimal point. Okay, what does it mean by that? Okay, let's get our equation. X is equal to 0.5 repeating. We have to multiply this equation by the power of 10 until all the digits are on the left side of this decimal point. So that means we have to move this decimal point 1 time to the right. Moving this decimal point 1 time to the right means we have to multiply this number by 10. Okay, 0.5 repeating times 10. This is equal to 5.555 repeating. If we multiply this side by 10, we have to do it also on the other side of the equation. So 10 times x, this is 10x. So this is our first equation. So we have 10x is equal to 5.555 repeating. Okay, what about our second equation? To get the second equation, okay, take note, our aim is to remove the repeating digits. Okay, that means the repeating digit must be on the right side of this decimal point. So, we will just copy this equation. So, x is equal to 0.555. The repeating digit is on the right side of this decimal point. Okay, third, to find the value of x, we have to subtract the two equations. So the second equation must be subtracted from the first equation. So we have 10x equals 5.555 repeating minus x is equal to 0.555 repeating. Okay, in this case, we can now remove the repeating digits. Okay, let's subtract 10x minus x. This is 9x. And 5 minus 0 is 5. To find the value of x, divide both sides by 9. So x is equal to 5 over 9. So if we will convert 0.5 repeating to a fraction, this is equal to 5 over 9. Okay, let's have another example. The following is the process of converting a repeating decimal into a fraction. Fill in the blank with the appropriate number. So our repeating decimal is 1.24 repeating. So this is 1.2444 and this digit 4 repeats endlessly. Okay, we have to create two equations. For our first equation, okay, we have to multiply both sides of the equation. So we have x is equal to 1.24 repeating. Okay, multiply both sides of the equation until all these digits are on the left side of this decimal point. So that means we have to move this decimal point 2 times to the right. And that means we have to multiply this decimal number by 100. Okay, do it also on the other side of the equation. So we have 100x is equal to 124.444 repeating. So this is our first equation. Okay, what about for our second equation? Okay, take note, our aim is to remove the repeating digits. Okay, and to do that, okay, for x is equal to 1.24, for our second equation, only the repeating digit must be on the right side of the decimal point. So it means we have to move this one time to the right. Moving one time to the right is multiplying by 10. So here is 10 times x also. So we have 10x is equal to 12.444 repeating. So this is our second equation. So we have 10x is equal to 12.444 repeating. Okay, now let's subtract. So 100x is equal to 124.444 repeating minus 10x is equal to 12.444 repeating. So these repeating digits will be cancelled. Okay, 100x minus 10x, this is equal to 90x. And then 124 minus 12, this is equal to 112. So to find the value of x, divide both sides by 90. So x is equal to 112 over 90. If we will simplify, okay, 112 divided by 2, this is equal to 56. And 90 divided by 2 is 45. So x is equal to 56 over 45. So this repeating decimal number 1.24, if we will convert to fraction, this is equal to 56 over 45. Okay, let's answer this simple activity. To convert the repeating decimal 0.425 repeating to a fraction, given that x is equal to 0.425 repeating, what is the most convenient equation? Okay, so x is 0.425 repeating. Okay, let's have the first equation. Okay, we just need to move or we just need to multiply this equation by the power of 10. Okay, until all these digits are on the left side of this decimal point. So 0.425 repeating So that means moving this decimal point, we need to move 3 times. So moving this decimal point 3 times means multiplying by 1,000. So we have 1,000 times x is 1,000. X is equal to, we have 425.425. So this is our first equation. Okay, let's get the second equation. Our aim is to remove these repeating digits. Okay, since our equation or original equation is x is equal to 0.425 repeating, okay, that means we just need to copy this. So x is equal to 0.425 repeating. So this is 425, this is also 425. Okay, let's subtract. These repeating digits will now be cancelled. Okay, 1000x minus x, this is 999x. And 425 minus 0, okay, this is 425. Divide both sides by 999. This is 999. So x is equal to 425 over 999. So if we will convert this repeating decimal number 0.425 to fraction, this is equal to 425 over 999. Okay, but the question is, what is the most convenient equation? So this is 1000x minus x. So this is our most convenient equation.